Dear Sony, have you seen this? Apparently Fuji is hitting some crazy numbers of pre-orders with its newly released X100VI or 6. And I can actually believe those numbers because it's a beautiful camera and it's been hyped out to the max in the last 12 months. And while I think it checks many boxes, I believe you, Sony, can do better. You just need to refresh your Sony RX1 or Mark II, and I'll tell you what it needs to have to be a total killer in this camera category. Side note to my viewers, so this is Sony RX1 R Mark II camera, full frame camera with a fixed lens of 35mm f2.0, and it's tiny, as you can see. It's like super compact. It's the smallest full frame camera there is. It's even smaller than X100 series. The only problem is that it's from 2016, so it just lacks so much in terms of technology. It's super slow. It does have super slow startup. Autofocus is super slow. The sensor is the old technology with the old Sony color science, so you need to edit photos. You cannot just use JPEGs. And the thing is, I made a video about this camera like roughly 2 years ago, and this is the most viewed video on my channel. And I've emailed that video and emailed with a bunch of different executives from Sony, and I know they're aware of how much interest there is around a camera like this, but that's all we have right now. Back to you, Sony. Let me tell you 3 boxes that you need to check with the new Sony RX1 Mark III, or call it whatever you want, to make it a hit. And obviously what I take for like things that are given, it needs to have like all the modern tech that you've been implementing in all the modern cameras, so like super fast autofocus system and all that stuff, video features, video capabilities, all that stuff. I hope it's given when you're releasing a new version of the camera. But other than that, it needs to have 1, vintage looking design, or at least something more vintage than what you've been doing with your cameras so far. And we've seen that you're trying to tap into that with the new silver A7C series, and I think they look great, but we need slightly more. And maybe, just maybe, you need to find that room in your Tokyo offices with all the Minolta designers and engineers and bring back some of their designs from the Minolta series, something like CLE or High Matic. I think you're pretty close with the RX1. With the current tech, I'm 100% positive that you can even shrink that 35 f2 lens to be smaller. Because this camera, it needs to be small. It needs to be as small as possible. It needs to be the smallest full frame camera. The next one, and this is the big one. The big part of Fuji's success comes from being able to use film simulations or create custom simulations. They're called recipes, to be able to shoot JPEGs and have your custom look. And this is massive because for a camera like this, it needs to again tap into that vintage look of old film photos as well. Not only the way the camera looks, but also what kind of images you can produce out of it straight out of the box. The tech these days is going forward so fast that like all the modern cameras, like iPhones, even like everything can create perfect images, perfectly sharp, perfectly clear, no grain or whatsoever. Like the images are beautiful. That's why people are drawn so much to the film photography. That's why people are searching for these presets that can create the look that is more dirty, that is not that perfect. And probably within the last 10 years, the most popular Lightroom presets were the presets that are actually emulating some film stocks. People just want to be able to have that old school look in camera. And hear me out now. I'm not telling you to include film stocks like as a profile pictures in your camera. I'm telling you that I need to be able to import my Lightroom presets into the camera to have like completely custom look within the picture profiles. I can't believe that this is still not a thing. I can't believe that there's still no manufacturer that let me just use my Lightroom presets in camera, like translated to the way the camera creates a, JPEG file. Give me that, or at least give me sliders and tone curve and everything that is in Lightroom so I can recreate my look in camera, and then I can shoot JPEGs with the beautiful picture profiles I created on my own. It's all I ask. It's all I've been asking for years. Okay, the last one. If you want to make it a hit, it needs to have a built-in flash. We need flash in that camera. We need to be able to, again, hit that nostalgia with all those direct flash photos. These are currently the trend and are here to stay for the next 2-3 years at least. And it is a timeless look. It's been out there for years. It's trendy now, but this is something we want to be able to choose if I want to shoot with flash or not. And if for some reason you cannot build a flash within the small camera, at least make a flash like this, include it in the box, and make it super compact and old school looking. And obviously, as I said, these are like 3 major ones that I think you need to tap in with the new iteration of a camera like this if you want to take it to the next level. But this list actually could go on, like give it built-in internal memory so I can save photos not only to the memory card but also to the internal memory. eSIM card so I can have my camera connected to the internet and just dump the files when I'm shooting without any additional accessories, without connecting to the Wi-Fi. And then give me ability so I can just pull up my phone and see the photos immediately after I stop shooting. That would be amazing, so I can just post those JPEGs straight to the internet. Give me options to make GIFs in camera. Give me option to make vertical videos while holding camera like this. That would be amazing. Make it useful these days. Like you made auto framing in a ZV-E1 camera, but there's no option to make it vertical. How stupid this is. And now let's maybe ask my audience if they have some ideas. Guys, hit them up in the comments. Let them know what you want from a camera like this. They need to listen to us. We need this more than ever. Okay, Magic is out. See you in the next video. Bye.